go. We're gonna make it. Come on, we're gonna
I'm
make
not
it.
gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking at sequences without a single cut which represent the peak of collaboration between masters of their crafts.
You were certain it would come off, weren't you?
Of course. You know I'd never do anything unless I did it perfectly.
Number 20. Long takes for every conflict. The Revenant. The Revenant boils storytelling down to its most basic elements. Leo DiCaprio's fur trapper, Hugh Glass, is broken physically and psychologically as he battles man, beast, and nature. Alejandro Iñárritu utilizes a series of one-shot scenes to firmly ensconce us in Glass's perspective so that we suffer with him through his trials. 3 pivotal moments of the film are shot in one take. In one scene, Glass and his men frantically escape an attack by native people.
Get to the boat! To the boat, sir! Move! Move!
The single take gives the scene a frenetic feel. The bear attack, too, is a single shot, with the animal's size dominating the screen, emphasizing its strength and power. Later, when Hugh must pull a Luke Skywalker to escape the cold, that too is delivered with one shot. Number 19. Dunkirk Beach. Atonement.
You're pulling my teeth.
No, I'm not. They gave me a choice. Stay in prison or join the army.
The British Army's escape from Dunkirk during World War II is a source of romantic fascination for the British people. It's at once a story of perseverance and strength, as well as one of arrogance and tragedy. The romantic drama Atonement, while not a war film per se, uses the war as a backdrop for tragedy. The war, along with protagonist Bryony's misunderstanding of events, splits lovers Robbie and Cecilia. Robbie enlists in the British Army and is present during the Dunkirk evacuation. Dunkirk is shown through an absolutely stunning 5-minute tracking shot as Robbie traverses the landscape. The evacuation is pure chaos, and the despair and feeling of loss is on a full display.
I have to get something to drink.
You need one. You're great. It's called all great, can you see?
Number 18. Strolling versus trudging through the trenches. Passive Glory. Passive Glory is unique among popular war movies from the 1950s. While most tended to be jingoistic if not outright propaganda, the Kubrick masterpiece is a rare anti-war film. It was so controversial that the movie was initially banned in France, Germany, and certain US military bases. The film highlights the massive disconnect between vainglorious commanders and the men on the front lines.
Hello there, soldier. Ready to kill more Germans?
Yes, sir.
What's your name, soldier?
In one scene, the haughty General Moreau takes a leisurely stroll through the trenches with an uninterrupted take presenting his privileged and condescending view of combat. What he views as a morale boost for his terrified troops is actually a clear demonstration of his incompetence as a leader and the tragically disposable nature of those beneath him.
I am a coward, sir. Snap out of it, soldier! Sergeant, I want you to arrange for the immediate transfer of this baby out of my regiment. I won't have other brave men contaminated by him.
Number 17. Tricycle. The Shining. Continuous shots can serve many purposes. They enshrine perspectives, they convey emotion, and they can set the mood and tone. In The Shining, director Stanley Kubrick used the technique to scare your pants off.
Hello, Danny. Come and play with us.
There are multiple notable long takes in The Shining, following Danny, a young boy thrust into a terrifying ordeal. The shots are used to explore the space of the creepy Overlook Hotel. By denying the viewer cuts, Kubrick builds suspense and tells us that something is horribly wrong here. As Danny rides his tricycle through the cavernous hallways, we are delivered an injection of creeping dread. The technique gives us the impression that danger lies around every corner. Even playing in a hedge maze makes you feel trapped.
Danny, you win. Let's take the rest of this walking, huh?
Okay.
Number 16. Calamity in Space. Gravity.
Hubble telescope engaged, upgrade fully functional. That applause you hear is for you, Sharif. Congratulations. Kick back, take the rest of the day off.
Long takes are an excellent tool for firmly entrenching the viewer into a character's point of view. You intimately share their perspective and witness events as they do. More importantly, when done right, you experience their emotional journey in real time. In the opening scene of Gravity, astronaut Ryan Stone confronts a cascade of space debris in the middle of a spacewalk.
Structure, Dr. Stone, he's off structure. Dr. Stone, detach. Must detach.
For over 10 minutes of Gravity's opening, director Alfonso Cuarón refused to have a single cut. As a result, we are fully immersed in Sandra Bullock's mounting panic. Just like her character, the audience is denied an emotional reprieve until she finally buys herself a moment to rest. Number 15. Staircase Fight. The Protector, aka Tom Yong-gung. Long, uninterrupted shots have become a staple of fighting sequences in action movies. Actors and their stunt teams spend weeks or months choreographing and rehearsing. The crew spends days mapping out their camera moves and strategizing the physical effects on set. On the day, it all comes together in a symphony of flying fists. There are a few examples better than the staircase fight in the Tony Jaa action classic The Protector. A Steadicam follows Jaa as he battles against a host of henchmen up a massive set of staircases. After 4 straight minutes of combat and climbing, the sheer exhaustion is palpable on Jaa's face and in his movements. It lends the insane fight a sense of realism and grit. Number 14, In the Ring, Creed.
Right. It's about you. Yep. It's all about you.
From 1976 through 2023, there have been 9 films in the Rocky franchise. For decades, fans have argued with one another over their favorite fight scenes. When Ryan Coogler took us into the next generation with Creed, following in the son of Rocky's enemy-turned-friend, Coogler chose to establish a new visual aesthetic. While the Rocky films have always brought the audience directly into the ring, Coogler chose to leave us there. As Adonis Creed's attempts to follow in his father's footsteps, he faces a roadblock named Leo the Lion Sperino. Coogler films the entire fight in a single shot. We bob and weave along with the fighters, letting the viewer feel part of the action.
That's it! We got one, right? Woo! We got one! Yeah, we got one! But it's because of you!
Number 13, the nightclub scene and the double murder, Boogie Nights. Director Paul Thomas Anderson is a filmmaker's filmmaker. He has spent his life in study, using the techniques of directors from around the world to tell his own stories. Over the course of his career, he's become a big fan of the long take. In 1997, he used an uninterrupted shot to introduce the world and characters of Boogie Nights.
Jack, how you doing?
The movie starts on a crane shot that pivots to a Steadicam. We are immediately immersed in the world and meet each of the characters in turn. Later, he repeats the style as William H. Macy's character traverses a house party to murder his wife and her lover.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Number 12, Halo Jump, Mission Impossible Fallout. The most memorable moment in 2018's Mission Impossible Fallout is inarguably Henry Cavill's bicep reload. A close second, however, is the film's Halo Jump.
Hey, your heads-up display is a built-in guidance system. Follow it. To the target, open your chute when the system says not before and definitely not after. Or the last thing that goes through your mind will be your kneecaps.
Technically speaking, the sequence is a series of shots stitched together to mimic a oneer. It makes the list, though, because it has the feel of a continuous shot, and let's face it, they shot it while doing a high-altitude skydive. Somehow, Cruz, a stunt diver, and the cameraman all managed to choreograph and synchronize their movements in midair.
Walker, what's the matter, hon? Afraid of a little lightning?
It's a staggering achievement and provides one of the most adrenaline-pumping skydiving scenes in cinema history. Number 11, Opening Scene, Spectre. When appropriate, many filmmakers love using oneers as an opening shot. The audience is plunged face first into a film without being given the chance to look away. It allows a director to introduce a location and characters. They utilize cinematic visual language instead of dialogue. Long takes like these are often playful, exploring a space on every axis. If Spectre is unlikely to top any fan's list of Bond films, its opening sequence is undeniably stunning.
Where are you going?
I won't be long.
The camera dances through Mexico City on Dia de Muerto. Bond is slowly revealed to be in the middle of a harrowing mission, disguised but ready to roll. Number 10, Hospital Shootout, Hardboiled. To action connoisseurs, the hospital sequence in Hardboiled is considered among the finest action ever committed to film. Few do action choreography better than Hong Kong filmmakers, and John Woo is the best of the best. Hardboiled was so impressive, it marked the end of Woo's career in Hong Kong before transitioning to Hollywood. In the film, a pair of Hong Kong cops take on the triad. The bloodshed and intrigue lead them to a hospital to uncover a hidden triad vault. The centerpiece of the resulting sequence is an action masterpiece, all done in a single take. Gunfighting, camera moves, and special effects are all organized and timed to perfection.
That's good.
Number 9, Trench Run, 1917.
What the hell are you doing, Lance Corporal?
Modern movies like 1917 are shot to mimic Oneers. They mask cuts with camera movement and stitch multiple long takes together. As a result, 1917 contains many gorgeous sequences all done in single takes. The film's cinematographer, Roger Deakins, is one of the best to ever do the job, and it shows. The night window sequence, for example, is absolutely stunning. A battered soldier traverses a battlefield at night, with only the moon and occasional flare lighting the ruins. Later in the finale, he sprints across another battlefield in the middle of the chaos of combat. Men scramble around him, artillery shells fall, and the audience is made to feel like they're in the thick of battle.
I have to see Colonel Mackenzie! I have to stop this attack!
Number 8. Church Fight. Kingsmen, the Secret Service. Not a single human being on planet Earth envisioned this man starring in one of the craziest action scenes ever made. After all, British actor Colin Firth was once best known for his role as Mr. Darcy in the BBC's Pride and Prejudice. Yet in Kingsmen, the Secret Service, Firth did just that. First, Harry Hart is a British secret agent with a license to kill.
Point is, if our tests go well at the church tomorrow, we are good to go.
South Glade Mission Church. Merlin, get the plane ready.
He is trapped in an evangelical church when everyone present, including Harry, is transformed into a bloodthirsty maniac. Set to Lynyrd Skynyrd's Freebird, the church fight sequence is pure frenzied madness. The bodies fly as Harry massacres rage-fueled churchgoers, much of which occurs in a single shot.
I killed all those people. I wanted to.
Number 7. The Bomb. Touch of Evil. Orson Welles is widely considered by film historians to be an early pioneer of the long take. He perfected the technique in Touch of Evil. The very first image is a close-up of a man setting a timer on a bomb. For more than 3 minutes, we follow the bomb's journey. He plants it in the trunk of a car, which immediately drives through a crowded street at the US-Mexico border. The tension builds, and more potential victims pass by. It stops at the border crossing, right next to our protagonist, Charlton Heston.
The name is Vargas. Hey, Jim! You see who's here?
Sure, Mr. Vargas. Out on the trail of another dope ring?
Out on the trail of a chocolate soda for my wife.
It could go off at any moment, and we're left wondering if Heston is only appearing in a short cameo. Eventually, the car drives off and explodes away from him in another surprise twist.
Mike, what happened?
That car that just passed has exploded.
The car? How could it do that?
I don't know. I'll have to try to find out.
Number 6. Opening scene. The Player.
Action!
Joel Levison's office? No, I'm sorry, he's not in yet. May I take a message?
Robert Altman was considered something of a maverick director. He eschewed commercial films and style for a more methodical, artistic approach. As a result, Altman became known for using long takes, letting scenes breathe and allowing his actors to play. In 1992's The Player, Altman opens the film with a very clever nearly 10-minute long shot. The film as a whole exposes the underbelly and artifice of Hollywood. The opening wonder does the same in a literal sense. As we travel among the movie executives, we learn more about the darker side of the lights, cameras, and action. It's an absolutely mesmerizing way to immerse us into the story right away.
Of course, someone gets killed at the end. They always do in political thrillers.
Griffin Mills' office.
Number 5. The Copa sequence. Goodfellas.
Thank you, sir.
All right, see you later. Thanks.
What are you doing? You leaving your car?
Watches the car for me. It's easier than leaving it at a garage and waiting.
Martin Scorsese's mafia film Goodfellas contains one of the most famous continuous shots in film history. The scene is so well known, so beloved, it has its own name, the Copa sequence. The camera sticks with Ray Liotta and Lorraine Bracco as Henry and Karen as they wend their way through the famed Coca Cabana nightclub. They enter the club through the back door and kitchen. We see the club's inner workings before getting introduced to the glamour. Both we and Bracco's Karen are given a glimpse into Henry's power and influence. Everyone knows his name, and they set up a table just for him. It's a brilliant method of conveying information about a character. It supposedly took Scorsese 8 takes to get it right.
What do you do?
What?
What do you do?
I'm in construction.
Number 4. Car Attack. Children of Men. There is an alternate universe out there where Clive Owen was cast as James Bond instead of Daniel Craig. In our universe, he gave up Bond to star in the dystopian drama Children of Men. There are 2 one-shot sequences that are marvels of filmmaking logistics. In one, the filmmakers created a special rig to allow 360-degree movement inside a moving car.
You know how many people I've tried this with? You'll be happy to know out of the hundreds, you are still the only
I'm not doing it.
one. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
The
are.
car's moving
yes,
too
you
much.
Are. Mm-hmm. You are, right?
In one take, their drive transforms from a playful country ride into a blood-pumping ambush. In another remarkable scene, Owen's character has to sneak his way through a crumbling urban battlefield. He travels up and down buildings, around tanks, across several city blocks. It took almost 2 weeks to complete.
She thought it could be peaceful! But how can it be peaceful when they try and take away your dignity?
Number 3. Hallway Fight, Old Boy.
A병 손들어라.
One-shot fight scenes are great because they capture the visceral exhaustion that comes from a real-life fight. They often involve the camera dipping and moving along with the fighters on a screen. What makes the hallway fight in Old Boy so utterly iconic is that it throws all of that out the window. Instead, Korean director Park Chan-wook chose a more elegant solution. As protagonist Oh Dae-soo wades through a river of gangsters, the camera tracks horizontally to follow him. It's a simple, elegant camera move that elicits images of side-scroller video games. There's no movie magic, hiding blows through cutting. Instead, we witness a brutal beatdown that feels incredibly real. Number 2. Real-time feature film, Rope.
An immaculate murder. We've killed for the sake of danger and for the sake of killing. We're alive. Truly and wonderfully alive.
Alfred Hitchcock, when preparing to film Rope in the late 1940s, wanted to shoot an entire film in a single continuous shot. Unfortunately, he was limited by the technology of the era. A camera in 1948 only held about 10 to 11 minutes worth of film. He masked his cuts with camera movements to give Rope the feel of a single shot. It's a technique that's been utilized by filmmakers ever since. Still, every scene in the Hitchcock thriller is in and of itself a long take. With the entire film taking place in real time, the audience is up to their elbows in tension and fear as two murderers attempt to hide the body of their victim.
I get quite intrigued when people don't answer questions. I'm quite curious. Did you ask me a question?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. A one-take visual spectacle, Russian Ark.
Все это разыгрывается ради меня? Или я должен сыграть какую-то роль?
The advent of HD digital technology made the dream of a one-shot feature film a reality. Production on Russian Ark lasted exactly 1 day, December 23, 2001. Russian filmmaker Alexander Sokolov and his massive crew descended on the Winter Palace of the Russian State Hermitage Museum. The Steadicam operator is the true hero of the production. He navigated 33 rooms for over an hour and a half to film the 96-minute drama. The camera represents a ghost following the history of the palace. It took 4 takes to get it right, but they pulled off a singular accomplishment. Are there any cinephiles out there who want to plug their favorite one-take scenes? Let us know in the comments below.
By all means. This is an occasion. It calls for champagne.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.